Today, I want to talk about belief. I love this quote: the person that believes they can and the one that believes they can't are both right. The reason I love this quote is because I think it demonstrates the importance of belief in anything that you do. If you don't believe that you can do it, then the first time you hit an obstacle, you have the option to say, well, it was impossible anyway. I should just give up. And that is the underpinning, the foundation that means that you can't do it. And if you believe that you can, you will try. You will try to overcome the obstacle. And I think that's the biggest part of all of this is if you don't believe that it's achievable, then there's nothing really stopping you. There's nothing really starting you, is I guess the opposite, but there's nothing stopping you from just quitting. And that is something that I've been struggling with in the last couple of days. I've been really trying to figure out whether or not I am limited by my beliefs or if I'm actually limited by the reality of the situation. Is it that I'm not dreaming big enough? I'm not dreaming delusionally enough to hit the actual edge of what is genuinely possible? Or if I'm sitting in my comfort zone because I don't believe that I can do it, I don't believe that I can push myself hard enough, or just stretch my skills far enough. It's not about pushing myself to the brink of exhaustion or the brink of injury. Nothing like that. I think that there's also an ability to just believe and dream your way into positions and successes that might have seemed impossible before. I think this is where the movie Marty Supreme, ironically, comes into it. I've been thinking about this movie for a couple of days, actually, since I watched it. And when I originally watched it, I gave it a 3 out of 5 because it was a super fun movie. It was directed brilliantly, acted brilliantly. Even the set design and the makeup was incredible, and I loved all of it. As particularly like what it was trying to say. I felt like it was a meditation on dreaming big and what it means to do things at any cost. I think that there was a delusional belief that drives the character in that film. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the belief in that film drives that character, and he encounters a bunch of twists and turns and makes a bunch of sacrifices, and the question is always looming in the viewer's mind, or at least in my mind, at what cost, and is that a cost that's worth making? And all of that was super interesting, but there is at the core of it this extremely delusional belief from Marty Supreme. And Marty Mauser, the character that Tokyo Chalamet plays, he dreams bigger than anyone else in his life could even fathom, and is ultimately able to find forms of success that are potentially more than what anyone could have imagined of him. And all of that is super interesting to me because I think that this is something that I have seen and noticed so much more while in New York. There is a real sense of dreaming big and allowing yourself to dream big. I know the point of Marty Supreme is not to copy the character of Marty Mauser. I'm not, it's a bit like Whiplash, that film. It's a Rorschach test for whether or not you watch Whiplash and think that that's the blueprint, or whether or not you watch Whiplash and understand that it's a meditation on hard work and how far you will push yourself for your dreams. So anyway, all of that to say, I really like this idea that you could be limited by your resources and your skills and the reality of a situation, or by physics, even just the concrete reality of the world. But you can also be limited by your beliefs, and you can be limited in ways that you might not even realize because you just fundamentally believe that it is not possible to do something. And that's the real limiting factor. I don't know. So, in this year of turning pro and thinking about people who have achieved great feats, I really try to think about the fact that every single one of these people who have achieved something great, they believed that they could do it before anything else. And there is this survivorship bias in all of that because there's probably 1,000 other people who also believe that they could do the thing that the person who actually went on to be great did, and they couldn't. And is that because they couldn't believe hard enough, or is that because other factors meant that they weren't able to achieve the thing that they were trying to achieve? So I'm always in this weird tension between thinking about delusional belief as this useful tool to aspire to more and to aspire to some sort of greatness. It's greatness for yourself, not necessarily greatness objectively, but greatness for yourself. And then also that's in tension with this idea that maybe delusional belief is something that in the media is seen as a positive attribute because that's the survivorship bias. It's the one person out of a million that was delusional and actually was able to achieve the thing that they were delusional about, whereas everyone else isn't. And we don't really get to hear those people's life stories because they never achieve the thing they set out to achieve. And are they happy? I don't know. Anyway, that the thought sort of spirals my head every couple of days. I think the person that believes they can't is right, for sure, because there's no foundation that they can stand on, because you have to stand on the belief that you can do it. But the person that believes that they can might not be able to do it. But in my mind, the way that I seem to interpret it is that there's no other way to be, because if you don't believe, then you definitely can't do it. And if you do believe, you might be able to. And you might not, but you might be able to. And so the only way to really achieve the things that I'm trying to achieve this year, I think, is to just believe. You have to believe in the goals that you set out for yourself. You have to believe that you are able to achieve them. Because if you don't, then you definitely won't be able to. That's kind of where I land on all of that. And yeah, that's the video for today. I'm also extremely jet lagged. I took a red-eye flight and got no sleep because there were children screaming the whole time. So I am very excited to go to sleep very soon, and I'll see you tomorrow.